What's up, guys? Chris Chef Sports Cards here. We are doing 2023 a Bowman Draft quarter jumbo case break number 6. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially if you're new to the channel, welcome. Bit about us. We've been around for over 6 years now. We break mostly baseball. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading. We ship as quickly as our little hands will move. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We do free breaks. When we do them, we use our subscriber list from YouTube for the random. So if you want a chance to get into a future free break, just hit the old subscribe button there. And we do have one coming up in a couple weeks. Next week, I will announce the details. I've been trying to get through Christmas before we deal with that. So I'm shooting for sometime in the first week of January. We'll probably do it. Also, the eBay sweepstakes continues. There's no purchase necessary there. If you go to any of our eBay listings, look in the description. There's a link at the top of the description that tells you how to enter. You can win free cards. I'm not sure what cards or how many or when or how or who or what, but if you follow it, you can check it out and who knows, maybe win something good. And then, of course, chefsportscards.com. We did a couple breaks off there last night. We have couple more Bowman Draft randoms up there. We have the random Super Jumbo box break. There's 5 spots left in that break. We're doing, excuse me, we're giving away the Nationals Expos Tom Brady spot, and we're re-randoming it each pack. So 5 different times we're going to random it. So hopefully 5 different people get a shot at TB anyway. If we sell that out, I'll break it tonight. There's only 5 spots left, so it's a possibility. If not, we'll do it tomorrow night. It's either going to be tonight or tomorrow night. So go to Chef Sports Cards and check that out. All right, let's go over the teams. D-backs, Andrew L. Braves, Miles T. Orioles, Alvin B. Red Sox, Eric G. Cubs, Zach C. White Sox, Mark P. Reds, Ryan M. Guardians, Jacob C. Rockies, Jeremy J. Tigers, Zach C. Royals, and Astros, Ryan M. Angels, Andrea H. Dodgers, Andrew L. Brewers, John T. and Twins, Chris F. Marlins, Matt K. Mets, Rich L. Yankees, Andrew L. A's, Mark P. Phillies, Andrew L. Pirates, Brandon H. Cardinals, Ryan M. Padres, Doug P. Giants, Edward K. Mariners, Doug P. Rays, Chris O. Rangers, Zach C. Blue Jays, Andrew L. and Nationals, Doug P. What's up, boys? Matt, how are you? Thanks for joining us, Chris, Rich, everyone else out there. Thank you. I hope everyone having a happy holiday season. We're so close to Christmas already. I can't believe it's on Monday. We're going to be here tomorrow night, too. A couple breaks on eBay and maybe some website if we can get it filled. And then take a few days off to enjoy the holiday season. Hopefully, Santa is good to everybody. Hopefully he's good to me, too. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Well, draft has been good to us. We've been pulling a lot of first rounds. Let's see if we can't continue tonight. The Bowman gods are with us this evening. We do have another one of these tomorrow night, too. And a full case of Topps Chrome Black tomorrow night. That'll be fun. That's always a great product. All right. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Eldritch. Wilson. Some room here. Chromes of Dunno. Mercedes. Keishel, Jung, Cross, McDaniel, Jacob Gonzalez, Prospects, Refractors of Brady House and Kendall George. Nice one for the Dodgers. First rounder, Kendall George. Matt Shaw. Chromes of Van Vradenburg. I know I haven't been saying his name right. Vradenburg. I think that's it. Gonzalez, Arroyo, Morgan, Cole Young, and Montez Green for Seattle. Lazaro Montez, number 25 of 99 for Doug. Oh, Ed, if you're or Edward, if you're out there, I did receive the Seattle cards back to you. Thank you again, Fernandez and Sullivan. Very stand up thing for you to do. I really, really appreciate it. So I did receive it today, and it's going out to Doug this weekend. I mistakenly sent the wrong cards and had a very, very expensive card in there to boot, of course. Doesn't happen very often, but of course, when it does, you always make a mistake on a big one, you know. But man, Edward, he got on top of it, called me right away, let me know he had it, and sent it back, and I do appreciate it, man. Chromes of Arias, Eldritch, Kafis, Torin, Green, Hawk, Wyatt Langford draft picks, Timur Johnson, and Winokur on the refractors. Normal hours, yeah. Are you back at work, Chris? Or are you had some days off, right? Since you got back from Nebraska? Did they say anything to you when you came back? Were they happy with your, oh, Chris, you did such a good job for us in Nebraska. We want to send you to North Dakota. When you're like, nah, I'm gonna pass on this one. My cat didn't get fed while I was gone. I need to. I don't have a cat sitter. Reimer, Quistad, Crawford, O'Donnell. Refractors of Ty Floyd, Devison De Los Santos, what a great name. Wyatt Langford, transformative talent, and Sabin Ceballos for the Bravos. Third round, 94th overall, Sabian Ceballos. For Miles. Tonight's your first night back? Yeah. So you'll get your report card tonight, maybe, from your bosses? Wilson, Waltrip. Thornton, Ahuna, Showwetter, Acuna, Campbell, Wyatt Langford, Christian Opor, Jackson Holiday, and Nolan McLean on the refractors. You got your Christmas bonus today. Yeah, they hook you up. You know what? I gave out Christmas bonuses today to the guys who work for me. They all owed me money. So I just cleared their debts. I'm serious. All of them owed me money for something. I'm like a personal bank to these guys. Now, one guy needed to get his car fixed. He needed like $500 like a week or two ago. Another guy needed a few hundred here and there, and I was I was going in today. And usually I buy stuff for Christmas. I'll buy, bottles of wine or I don't know, ticket like lottery tickets, stupid stuff, but people appreciate it. And I was going to stop on the way in today because we're closed for the next week. And I was like, well, I'll just clear these guys' debts. I know they'll be happier with that anyway. So I went around to them one by one. I was like, all right, you owe me $500. And like, yeah. All right. You don't owe it to me anymore. Merry Christmas. Oh my God. Thank you. Dylan Campbell Refractor. Spencer Jones. Arias Transformative Talent. And Joe Redfield for the Angels. Andrea. I just have like 6 guys who work for me now. Before COVID, I had 120. So yeah, back then I couldn't do it, but it cost me about $1,500. But it was money that was already spent. You know what I mean? Like the money was already gone. So I don't know. I'm easier at kind of going, well, it's already gone. I don't care, rather than forking over more cash. And look, either way, like when they borrow money from me, they have to pay it back on paydays. You know what I mean? Like, and as long as you pay it back, even if you come to me and say, "Hey, can we split it up over a couple?" I don't care. It's fine, But you are going to pay it back, and they all do because they all want to borrow again. So that's the deal. If you borrow money, you pay it back. You can borrow again. If you don't pay back, you don't borrow anymore. So I figure, well, the money's already gone, so it's easier than handing out more. Zach Levison to $4.99 for the Cardinals. Well, I hope they hook you up, Chris. I really do. I mean, either way, it probably, if I bought them stuff and then gave them bonuses, which I would have, it would have cost me about the same either way. So, Ryan, there you go, bud. So I figured, well, the money's already gone, so it's easier that way. All right, Chromes of Haas, Clark, Bashir, Wyatt, Baez, Jake Cunningham, Aqua, Wyatt Langford, Draft, Picard, and Cade Kuehler, Refractors. It's good if it's cash because at least you don't have to get taxed on it. That's the worst part, getting taxed on a bonus. Years ago, I worked. I was executive chef for Sullivan's in Del Frisco Steakhouse. I worked for them for quite a while, actually, 9 years or something like that. And the way we got paid really well there as for chefs, as far as chefs go, as long as your store did well. And I had one of the biggest stores in the company. But like honestly, 70% of the money we made was in bonus, and we used to get just crushed with taxes. I mean, it would end up being like 45, almost 50% because it was bonus. So if you get it in cash, it's always better. Chrome, Clemmy, McGraw, Abner, Gordon, Jorge, AJ Ewing Refractor, Andrew Lindsay, Jackson Holiday Prospect. Oh, there you go. Nice first rounder there. Kendall George for the Dodgers. Who's got him? Andrew. Guy you're looking for. First round Dodgers pick. For your top operator award for a Christmas bonus. So what you have to like win the top operator to get a bonus? Yeah, taxes on bonuses are terrible. Like particularly when I worked for them. I mean, just kind of give you an idea. Like this was in the mid to late 90s. Like my base salary with them was like 60,000 or 50,000 or something like that. But I used to make like 120 in bonus in a year, but then pay half of it in taxes pretty much. I mean, they was still great money. Don't get me wrong. Not many chefs even make that kind of money, but it was crazy the amount you used to pay in taxes on it. I wonder, that's 3 autos in this box already, right? Got another stack. Maybe we can get a little bonus auto. That would be nice. A nice one, though. Congrats to the Dodgers. Finalist for your top operator award for my That's crazy. Jorge Detmers, Sim Diaz, Zentello on the Bowman glass, Wood and Engel refractors. Does anybody, I'm just curious, did anybody get bonuses? Well, I don't know that you've all been with your jobs that long, like before COVID and now don't after COVID or anything like that? Because I've heard that from a few different people about how now that a lot of people work from home and this and that, they've cut out a lot of that type of stuff. Um, just from people in the office buildings that our cafes are in and stuff like that. Look, the cafe had a terrible year. We've had ever since COVID, we've had a terrible year every year. But I would never not give my guys bonuses. You know, whether as long as they don't put me in the poorhouse. You know, but I mean, we haven't made money, and my cafe and catering business hasn't made money since 2018 because of COVID. But they would still get bonuses no matter what. Pinkney refractor, Montez, Crawford, and oh, there's a nice one for the Rays. Braden Taylor, 36 of a 125. Another first rounder. A nice hit. Nicer if it focuses. Come on. There we go. Because I had to top five. Wow, that's awesome, dude. COVID broke, and I got bonuses, but I'm in the professional. No, yeah, no. That I'm asking about the professional world. That's what I mean. Like, because I my cafes are in office buildings, so I talk to a lot of people who work in like financial industry and stuff, and a lot of them are telling me that like their jobs are using the excuse of at home work and stuff to cut out some other, you know, I don't want to say necessarily bonuses, but some of the perks they used to have before, where it's like, well, now you work at home, you know, you only come to the office 2 days a week, and they've cut out a lot of that type of stuff. That's just why I was curious. The Rays is Chris. That's a nice one. That Braden Taylor. Congrats. Excuse me. Bryce Elder. Wilson. Rada, Landon, Early, Bowman, Wilson, Vitrano, Charlie Soto, draft night, Maceo, and Enrique Bradley Jr. refractor. Nice one there for the Orioles. Get a bonus because business was down so much. 80%, then they got laid off. I see. Okay, I got you. Now it's funny. So we just did this holiday catering that we do every year, where we do the people own the buildings that we're in, um, give breakfast to everyone, like as a happy holiday kind of thing, and we go around and cater it. It's a lot of work, but we get to talk to a lot of people in the buildings that we don't see all the time. The buildings are so empty; it's just absolutely absurd at this point. Like, and the company Brandywine, who's a major company, massive like Fortune 500 company, they're constantly like, "Oh, everything's fine," but the buildings are like 70% empty because people are all working from home. Uh, Michael Arroyo, numbered 14 of 199 for the Mariners. It's just a lot of and these are all, like I said, professional office. A lot of financial and computer software companies, stuff like that, and just much different attitude on the office and office life since COVID. That's for sure. Doug P. Here you go, buddy. Well, yeah, that's true. But what I'm seeing a lot of Munoz, Crowell, Lord, Denton, Rhett Lauder, nice first rounder there. Brandon Maya refractor. Matt Shaw, Cade Morris, 89 of 150 for the Mets. Cade Morris for Rich. So you have a lot of people, reducing their overhead. And most of the buildings that I'm in are considered Class A office space. So before COVID, I had 9 cafes, and we were in contracts to open 3 more at that time. Now I have one. I still have many of them, but they just sit there closed because there's no one in the buildings. And I always think to myself, if COVID would have ended faster, maybe in 4 to 6 months, I think things would have gone back to the way they were. But it went on for so long that these companies figured out that their people can be productive from home and they can reduce their carbon footprint, they can reduce their space, they can reduce their overhead, this, that, whatever. So I do see some companies coming back, and on the opposite side, I see other companies just like don't come back anymore. Like, we had this company, eMoney, which was like one of the best places to work at in Pennsylvania. It's kind of like a Google type of place that was in our building. They had 660 employees. Now they have 6 people who work up there. And it's just the guys who watch the servers because it's all software and computers. Everybody works from home now. It's just so frustrating. La, 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 la. All right, box number 2. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, I believe me. I wish they would come back. If they would come back, my business would come back to life. But being in office buildings, tough. Joe Vetro to 499. And not just that, the cafes I can handle. It's our catering that we really miss, the corporate catering. And before COVID, we used to do like 150 catering jobs a week. And now we're lucky if we do 10, because people just aren't in the office for meetings and all that type of stuff. All right, Chromes of Crawford, Rada, Bowman, Wilson, Landon, and Trucer. Charlie Soto, Giraffe Night, Roman Anthony, and Jake DeLeo, Refractors. The other problem is now you're starting to see a lot of people moving out because leases are finally ending. Like it was more expensive for them to end a lease than it was to wait it out. And now they're going to cheaper, smaller spaces. So, yeah, what are you going to do? As long as we don't lose all the money, it's okay. As long as I can keep paying the guys, I'm fine with it. All right, Chromes of Wiggins, Munoz, Vitrano, Hawk, and Green. Refractors of Andrew Walters, Christian Oper, however you say his name. Matt Shaw draft picks and Spencer Jones to 250 for the Yanks. 157 of 250. Yankees is Andrew. You go, buddy. Excuse me. Beth, Ledbetter, Meyer. All right. Chromes of Hurley, Max Clark, Francesa, Salas, Colin Houck. There's another Braden Taylor for the Rays. Aqua this time. Wyatt Langford draft picks. Olson and Rios refractors. So I got one of my you don't pull me anything, I hate you, you're the worst breaker on the planet emails again today. They're always fun. Like, okay. I don't know what to tell you. The funny part usually when I get an email like that from someone, like I understand people get upset. I get upset too, but it's usually the worst team with the least amount of hits, and it was one of the cheapest teams in the break. And usually 9 times out of 10, I get an apology the next day. I don't even answer it. I just okay. And then usually the next day I get an email. I'm sorry, I was really mad. Or at louder. They're always fun to get. Chrome's Braden Taylor, Almeida, Espinosa, Reimer, Ethan O'Donnell, Michael Carcio, Drew Jones Refractors, Justin Crawford, and Cole Foster for the Giants. Cole Foster for Ed. Third rounder, 85th overall shortstop, Cole Foster. Yeah, well, you can. It's kind of weird. I mean, you can request to have feedback, um, revised, or you can answer feedback and put up your own. Like, no, they don't. I mean, they're supposed to, but they don't. But it doesn't really happen very often. I just had a guy recently who I don't know why he was angry about something. He broke with us one time. He actually had hits and everything. And then he left me neutral feedback, which I have very, very few negative and neutral feedbacks. I, usually I'm at 100%. And this guy obviously didn't like me for some reason because he just kept leaving like all this crazy stuff. Like he ordered on a Saturday, received his cards on Thursday in Florida, and he wrote how slow my shipping was. I'm like, okay. Like I don't know. He just had it out for me for some reason. I said something, but whatever. I don't have a lot of feedback like that, so I kind of let it go. But yeah, I mean, you can fight it if you need to. Colt Emerson, Bowman Glass. I'm a kill 'em with kindness kind of guy. I send out free packs. I do anything I can, especially when people, Montero and Waltrip, when people spend, on big spots and stuff, like last week, I opened a box. I gave away some Bowman Draft jumbo packs to people who, bought some big spots and stuff like that. I try to ease the pain as best I can. So it doesn't happen too often. And I suppose if it's really, let me say it this way, it seems like it happens a lot more in football and basketball breaks than baseball. And from my experience too, again, with the group of people who break with me tend to be more in my age group, a little older for the most part, a little more reasonable, I would say. The guys who deal with football and basketball, they deal with some nightmares over there. Chromes of Acuna, Ceballos, Burns, Churio, and Reed, and a Jonah Cox. 133 of 199 for the A's. Oakland is Mark P. Yeah, and that's kind of the weird thing to look. I get it. I've said it a million times. I want nothing more than to pull big hits for every single person here, and I feel great about it. And when we don't do well, I feel horrible. I really do. Blake Mitchell refract. It really, I feel terrible, but again, I don't pack the boxes. I just open the cards, Um, I usually tend to find it, and please, I don't say this to upset anyone. I usually tend to find the people that make complaints like that are people who really shouldn't be breaking in the first place. Maybe don't have the disposable income for it, or, like, I always worry when I get the guy where you're one box into a break and they start, oh, you got to hit this, you got to hit that. Like, to me, that's a person who probably doesn't have the money who should be doing this. It's great when we hit, but there's more to breaking. It's a hobby. It's a community thing. Cole Carrig, DeLeo, and not everyone's gonna like me. I get it. you know, Langford, but I try. Barry and Horvath refractors. It is funny though, because usually when I get an email like that, I tend to get apologies like the next day. Like somebody's just mad in the moment, like, why didn't I hit? And then the next day they go, oh, dude, sorry, man, I was just freaking out. You're like a therapist. You're like, don't worry about it, man. No big deal. Baseball have been breaking it for a couple of years. Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of the guys who break with me do. I mean, and you get on good runs, you get on bad runs. It's funny. One night, I forget who it was, but like John and Chris and Rich and a lot of the guys who are regulars are here all the time. We had a new guy in the room, and this was maybe a month or two ago, and we were trying to explain to him that, sometimes you have to take pride in the hit as a group. Like, yeah, of course you want a big hit. I want to get you a big hit, but if somebody hits big, in a way, it has to make you feel good too. Enrique Bradley. Now, some people say it's complete bullshit. They don't want to hear that, but Charlie Soto refractor, Lee refractor, Jackson Holiday, Alderman, and oh, there you go. That's a good one. Yeah, daddy. See, now we're all happy for Mark because he hit a nice Jacob Wilson, nice first rounder, 6th overall pick. Yeah, well, I get that. I am from Philly. You can take a few points off for that. It's strange. This breaking especially. And look, you guys, those of you who know me know I have some very real opinions about who should be breaking and who shouldn't, and the stuff that's going on whatnot, and even fanatics is a little shaky in my mind. But I think 90% of the people that are here know that I'm as honest as they come and would do anything to help you guys out. Can't always say that about everyone else. And look, there's people who get into breaks. Look, I let me tell you this. I've talked about this in the past. Last week draft came out, right? We had a lot of breaks last week, and a lot of money. And I can tell you that there was over $1,000 worth of teams that weren't even paid for last week. Because just as you deal with good people, you deal with a lot of lousy people on eBay too. People who are scumbags. And it hurts, but you got to take the good with the bad sometimes. So what are you going to do? People find it funny to bid stuff up and not pay. I don't know why. Paul Wilson, first refractor, and Samuel Munoz, James Wood, transformative talent, and there's a nice one for the Phils. This is like the first Phillies auto we've pulled. Devin Saltaban. He's what, the 3rd rounder, 98th overall, numbered 85 of 150 for the Phils. Andrew, nice one, my friend. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I do try to be. Look, and there's some guys here who can attest to this. Many of you guys know here that I have Parkinson's, and it's very early in the disease, but that's why my hands shake sometimes and stuff like that. And sometimes it gets better and worse. It depends on my medication or whatever. Man, when I first started breaking, I was so bad. You want to see bad? Go back and see videos from like 6 years ago when I first started doing this. I mean, and I had to figure out a way to kind of calm myself to do it better. And the way I figured that out was if I talk, like I have to, if I keep my mind occupied while having a chat, whether it's telling you a story, whether it's talking back and forth with you guys or whatever, it helps with my hands and stuff to keep them a little calmer. And then I found over time people liked it. I get guys all the time email me every week. Oh, I love that story you told. Blah blah blah. You know, CJ Kafis to 199, 44 of 199. Now there are some other people who don't like it too, and have told me that, and that's fine. Um, but that's how I started. You know, because I swear to God, you guys wouldn't believe it. I don't talk like this in real life, like every day. I talk more on here than any other place in my life. But like I said, it keeps my mind off my hands and calms me and stuff, so my hands don't shake as much. And that's how it started, and that's how it goes. So, and so a lot of people like it. You know, people who don't, they go away. They go somewhere else. Jacob Gonzalez draft pick, Early and Smith. I don't mind the Brewers. There aren't many big hits for the Brewers. That's been the problem the past year or two. I mean, if you consistently, it's funny. I was actually talking to someone about this a couple of weeks ago. If you go through and look at checklists for the last few years, the Brewers are one of the worst teams to get hit wise in all products. I mean, yeah, they'll have the random, you know, hit here and there, but I mean, they're usually one of the least hittable teams in most products right now. That's why, like, I kind of hope for your sake with Jackson Churio coming up or some of these other people, then they'll get a lot more hits and breaks because they just sometimes don't have them. Valdez, Fisher, Eldritch, Arias, Cole Foster, Refractor, TJ Nichols, Arias, and Celestine, Transformative Talent for the Mariners, number 97 of 99. Yeah, it's weird how some nights go and some nights don't, you know. Um I love the group we have. I really do. You guys are great, and I get that everyone. Oh, of course I do. But the somehow we've put this really great group of people together here to break who are, like I said, a lot of us are a little older, a little more responsible, a little more this, a little more that. You know, um, and not everybody's here all the time. You know, which is fine. Because I'm the first one to say, man, if you don't have the money to do it, don't do it. I don't want you to break if things are tight, you know? Unfortunately, as great as COVID was for cards, it brought out a lot of bad people in the hobby, you know? And luckily they've been getting kind of weeded out. Paul Skeens. Ludwig Espinosa, one of my favorite names. Ludwig. I've said this before. Do you think that his mother at the hospital said Ludwig and they didn't understand her and they named him Ludwig in the hospital? They must have. Dylan Head for San Diego, Quistad and Hawk Refractors. Um, yeah, I mean, some weeks you get a lot of people and some weeks you don't. Some weeks are good, some weeks are bad. You know, you take it as it comes. Now everybody over from what I hear and what I see on Whatnot is selling repack stuff, which God, what a nightmare that is. I go over to Whatnot sometimes and check out what's going on, and I'm just floored by what they're doing over there sometimes. And then, of course, you have Fanatics, where guys are doing 100 case breaks when, like, your local card shop can't even get a single case of cards, and these guys are getting like 100 cases of cards to break. It's insane. Well, look, Tops cares about who sells, you know, and The other thing is whether or not guys will sign, you know. Um, Everybody kind of thinks like, well, so and so is, they should have an autograph or that should have an autograph or whatever. But a lot of the big stars were very limited on what they'll sign, and Tops limits them too because they don't want to, they want to keep their prices inflated, you know. Um, but those Brewers hits will start coming more and more. You'll see, especially once Churio comes up. All right. I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. As always, I couldn't do this without y'all, and I do truly appreciate it. Um, I didn't get to check. See how we're looking on that web break, if it got full or not. No, still got 5 left. So we'll shoot for tomorrow night with that one. Yeah, we do have 5 left on the Super Jumbo Box Random. So if you guys want to go check that out, hopefully we'll be able to break that tomorrow night, along with our Draft Jumbo and the full case of Topps Chrome Black tomorrow night. Otherwise, if I don't see you, please, everybody, have a wonderful holiday. I hope Santa is nice to all of you. Brings you multiple boxes with multiple hits. If you're lucky enough to actually get cards from your wives and girlfriends and so on and so forth, unlike many of us who don't. All righty. No mas. Oh, you got it, Matt. Yeah, I don't get how. Not only do I have a problem with that they get product at such a rate when local card shops can't even get product, which is really annoying, but that they're also double dipping. I mean, they're selling their product and then charging them to resell it again from their own company. Like, hey, that's how people get rich, I suppose, but doesn't seem quite right to me. So I'm not the biggest fan of Fanatics Live and all that stuff. I don't. It's just another whatnot as far as I'm concerned. So, all right, let's do a hit recap for 2023 Bowman Draft Quarter Jumbo Case Break number 6. Some chromes and refractors that I pulled out that'll all be top loaded. Plus, we top load all first refractors no matter what. So, Enrique Banfield, Kendall George, Preston Waltrip, they're all first rounders. Chromes of Skeens, Eldritch, Bradfield, Clark, Hauk, Meyer, Langford, Eldritch again, and Rhett Lauder refractor. Those are all first rounders there. We had, what was the other one? 2 of the Bowman Glass. One was Colt Emerson and Zane Tello for Boston. Other parallels, paper parallels, Zach Levison to 499, Joe Vetrano to 499, Michael Arroyo to 199, and CJ Kafis to 199. Not numbered parallels, Braden Taylor and Jake Cunningham Aqua, Dylan Head and Christopher Opor, and another Espinosa Aqua. Numbered parallels, Braden Taylor to 125. Nice one there. Montez to 99. Spencer Jones to 250. Cade Morris to 150. Jonah Cox to 199. And the transformative talent, Feline Celestine, 97 of 99. Autographs. Base of Joe Redfield. Sabine Ceballos. Nice Kendall George for the Dodgers. Cole Foster for the Giants. A very tasty Jacob Wilson for the A's, and Devin Saltaban for the Phils to 150. It's a gorgeous card, man. Nice one there for the Phils. All right, folks. Again, thanks so much for joining me. I will see everyone tomorrow night. If I don't, have a happy holiday, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.